this is Divine Sunshine coming to you with your current energy read. I was like, where the rest of this? Current energy read for this coming up week. Um, the energies for the Divine Masculine I started while I was eating my Sunday dinner. Seeing Roots came on. And I remember also doing the series, I always talked about it, used the example of the scene where they're beating up um, the one, what's his real name? Lamar Burton, who plays the role as Kunta Kinte / Toby in the Roots. And so they're beating him. You know, he always wanted freedom. He kept on running off until the slave master, when they did catch him, he was underneath the guise of the other guy that was played by Lou Gossett Jr., called Fiddler. And so Fiddler was the one that was kind of watching him, but he ran off, and so then the slave master owner said, forget it, I'm going to turn you over to this other guy. So when he went on and ran off, he went and he, gave him so many lashes on his back, and he kept on saying, what's your name? He's like, Kunta Kinte. He's like, what's your name? Kunta Kinte. What's your name? And then about the 50th lash, he was like, Toby. He's like, what you say? My name's Toby. And so my thing is, I feel that that's a message with the Divine Masculines, that they are getting channeled messages, that they really, these tower moments, especially with what's happening getting into the retrograde. Now, retrograde is whatever you put into it. Like I said, I've had retrogrades. It was the best between myself and the Divine Masculine. It's whatever way that you want the intentions to do that. You have to remember again that just like Daddy sent me with the spiders, you are the architect of your experiences. It's not the opposite. So my thing is whatever way in which you want to experience it, for you to experience growth, got divine confirmation. Any way for you to get growth, for you to be able to obtain the next level to ascend, you're the one to determine how you want this. It's not you strapping in and like you had to ride a Great America and then it just takes off, and then you know where the turns and the dips take you. It doesn't have to be that way as well, unless you just say, you know what, listen, I want some ascension to happen. I want it fast. I put my life in your hands, and then you just make it happen for me. Then if you do it like that, then yeah, I'll just say just buckle up. Take you some smelling salt, because you might fall out, and just go ahead and go with the ride, go for the ride, enjoy the ride. But you can also put the intentions as well as how you want, how fast, how slow you want it to go. I think about, used to be an amusement park, and they would ask, how fast you want to go, and you would kind of tell them, and they were like, okay, well, I'm gonna put it, the gears. So that's pretty much what you're saying with the powers that be, the rest of them, that you determine how fast or slow you want it to go. But it's got to be some progress. It has got to happen. You can't stop it from happening, because all you do is double up. So, you say, okay, I want it to happen, but, just do it in the way that, that it'll be, I'll get the lesson, get the blessing, and it can be a pleasant experience, as well. So, like they say, no children or animals were harmed in this experiment, this experience. That's what you want to put out there. I keep on getting revisited back to a dream I shared with you all too. That was on the DM 411 that stated about this May 5th. It keeps on saying, I know they said at the beginning that was the end of karmic cycles, was cycling out. But they keep bringing to me again, something by May 5th, especially with the date being 5/5, which is a double change. And together that stands at 10, which is really ending and starting back at 1. To look out for that, because that's, to me, is another time in which some karmic cycles is going to kind of come back around to start saying, okay, you didn't let go then. We're going to definitely put it on you. You're going to start letting go now. But when I look at the Divine Masculine, I keep on seeing him just like a person just gripping on for dear life, like nails and everything, and they keep on saying, let go, let go. They like, no, 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 let go, no, 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 no. And it's like, listen here, You can't stop the inevitable. You trying to stop destiny. This is not the universe or the powers that be's plan. You gonna have to go along with it regardless. You know, you don't want to be going back to like roots, where eventually the third time, the second time he did it, they chopped off his foot, and then after a while, he's just like, hell, let me just go and confirm to what the master wants us to do. And the master would be, if you say looking at the divine masters thing, is just to go ahead and just go with what the powers that be saying. Okay, I think you know a little bit more better what's best for me than me fighting it, because it's just not working on my end. Divine feminines, you all are pretty much kind of going on. You're still trying to find a lot of reasons why. You're trying to practice on understanding how to forgive. Right now, because you got to kind of forgive daily. A couple of times the things has popped up, I could tell looking even at my mom and myself, like, how did we get to this point? Why does the divine master keep on choosing the wrong thing, or the doing the wrong things in shadows? Look like he can't just let go. Instead of, why does the powers that be got to kind of keep on hitting and stomping his hands while he's hanging on the cliff and just say, go on ahead and fall, you know, just trust the fall, just go on and do a trust fall and just let it go. But like say, let it go, do 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 do. So my thing is that is an issue, and that we're trying to really struggle with the understanding. We have to remember again, that's not us. That's how we will handle things. The divine masculine has got to go through these things so he can make sure in turn that he is ready. That's all they just say. Like, say, ready or not, I'll give you everything and more. All that I got is yours. So you want to make sure that he gets to that point. Like they said, after 7, like they said, is this really understanding, like say after 7, which would be after completion, after spiritual completion, he's ready to go into that next phase and stage of saying that, you know, all of him is yours, you know, and you want him to really go through that fully. That about to be, and I don't know, but I want to bring this before I forget too. You know, one thing, and I might talk about that on my morning drive too, like, what is the difference between you and the karmic? That came to me also this morning, and it was saying that, you know what the difference between you and the karmic, and or the dojo situation. And I was like, what? They said the difference between that is because even if it's a person, place, or thing, they all three believe that they can have the DM. You're in a place of doubt that no matter how everything is showing up, or the illusions of those things, you don't believe. You don't truly believe that it can happen. And I thought that was very poignant that they had. Thank you, by divine confirmation. That's the difference between all of us, and that's how the karma is, because it's that wheel of the energies that pulls them more so towards them going to the other end, and less towards come to us, is because of that doubt. And that's what we got to really work on, if nothing else. Those of you all that really do want the merge and the coming together with you and your divine masculine, that is something that we've really have to work on, the forgiveness and the doubt. Those are the two things that I would say. I'll talk about it a little bit more on the morning drive, probably on Tuesday, because I'm off tomorrow. And we'll delve right into it. So now I've talked to it, so it's 9. So we're into that cycle. Let's go on and see what is the energies for clear this week. What is the overall theme that Spirit wants us, or the powers that be wants us to work with? I've seen it, and then I slide it back down. Intentions. Right, and that goes back to that, like, do you really, your intentions, do you really, really, truly, truly want this, or what? This card has been coming up quite a bit. So we've got to get control and center and find this spot, this sweet spot where there's actually peace. I was about to say peace in the Middle East. Interested what that would mean. So again, we've got to be able to find that peace. within ourselves. Because a lot of times in the Middle Eastern countries, there's a lot of war, a lot of conflicts, a lot of times. And that's funny that I would say that, because as it really is a conflict with mind, soul, and spirit and body, all that lining up and really having that form of Trinity. So they got right here, which is sacral colors, which is orange, which again is understanding the creativity, how to be able to manifest this thing. I would do like in Jupiter 11:11s, where she goes on and she talks about being able to manifest through the sacral energy as well. I would definitely do that practice. Go to her channel. She has that's for free on there. Also go to April Williams. April Williams has a beautiful thing called the I Am session. We know that usually when you put the power of the word I am before anything, that's a power for it to be able to manifest. That's why it's so important that the words that you speak and you say that follow I am, make sure that it resonates in the intentions that you want to put forth out there to resonate into the universe as far as vibrations. And so when you say, oh, I am sick and this, the universe is like, oh, that's what you want? Oh, we can supply that. So you get more things of that pretty much resonate on that vibration. It kind of attracts to you. If you say, I am love, then the universe is going to go out and do that. Like I did like Valentine's Day, the intentions that I set out there. I say, you know what, this year my theme is relationships and engagement. And so rather whatever kind of form it comes in, as far as love and how that's being flowed to me, I flow it out. I made sure I follow my own advice like I did on the morning drive. Which was to show love to others, and I got it back in tenfold. My little students wrote me beautiful cards. You know, most of the time they do that. Roses are red, violets are blue. You know, after 23 years, you get kind of numb to it. You're like, oh, thank you, baby. You know, you hug me and you give that. But I mean, these kids this year took time out to really sincerely say, you know, I could tell you care about me. I could tell by the lessons that you teach that you really want to make sure I got it. You know, it was just one after you were really my best teacher. You make things fun. It's always a party. I always go home and I brag on you, from my hardest one to my ones that I know that love me. I mean, I got a card from them. They was like, you know, I'm about to make this card right on the spot, you know. It's like they seen the other ones giving like gifts that their parents had took it to the store to go buy, and the rest of us like, well, I feel bad, you know, I want to do something because I do love my teachers. So they were doing all that, and so I'll say, you know what, this on record has been one of the best Valentine's Day. It had to, well, you know, the Demi did contact me, and then he called me twice, which was a treat. Like I said, oh, I'm happy about that, so that was good too. And so then, you know, but that was really not because of, and I'm trying to move out the space of him being the source of my happiness, and it's me and wherever I am right now being the source of my happiness. And it was actually the best Valentine's Day that I had experienced in a while, you know, and Dad kicked it off spiritually too in his way. The day before, and I could tell still sprinkles of things that he was like, I'm still here, you know, I understand this is the first, this is going to be your best. And it was the best Valentine's Day that I had experienced in a while with that. So again, your intention. So you got to become peace. You got to be able to stir up your emotions in your waters, to be able to also to calm your emotions when they get out of touch, but then also learning how to kind of be able to go with the flow. And so when April Williams she did this exercise, which I call the peeling of the divine, you know, peeling until you get to the divine. So she called it like artichokes, and she peeled away those things, those layers, until the divineness and the essence of who you truly are identified is right there revealed. So I do that every morning, which is very good. I have to ask, I said, why do when I do that, I know she watching, why do I start to get like do this, I get my headache or my sinuses started that. I'll be all right, but then when it does, I said, woo, maybe I need to leave that layer alone. But anyway, that's another thing. But it's very opening, and then you're able to get all that gunk and all that spiritual blockage things to me away, and just really peel down to who you actually are, and be able to let those energies that are good be able to penetrate your force field in doing that. So this is what we have to do. Okay, the intentions. Let me see what's the objective for the week too. Clear. Let me see real quick. What's the moon we in? Because I want to see how it is influencing us. What are you What are you working towards that you could use help with? So that's what we're working in, the objective of for us to grow. So we like really seeking help within ourselves to be able to go to that next stage, because some of the divine feminines are kind of like stuck as well. What moon energies? Let's see. What moon? What moon energies? Oh, got moon energies today. Oh, that's the air. Oh. Doing that. Okay. Say we in a new moon. So the moon today is a waning crescent moon. Okay. Thought it was done that. Along the edge where the illuminated portions meets the dark side, the craters in the mountains cast long shadows, making them easier to observe with telescopes and binoculars. So it really look like to me what they saying is this: your shadows and what things you actually need to be working on will be more pronounced now. Yeah. We had a full snow moon in Native American cultures. These ancient snow, that was February 9th, named this moon after the way trees cracked in the cold and how people had to sit shoulder to shoulder around the fire warmth. Any other ones? No. Okay, so this is what I'm picking up with that. So now with these moon energies, it don't matter what it is. With this moon energies, what is it also going to be bringing in too? Clear. New moon. Okay. Luck is on your side. So again, they go that to me when I look at it. We talk about this shadow again. So the shadow is going to help you, that's currently going on, help you to know what you need to laser beam target. It's like, what do I need to really focus on and say, that's my target, that's the way that I am exactly going. That's why I talk about the shadows in that one. Especially when we talk about Sagittarius, to me, that Sagittarius energy is always one of two different energies. You got the horse, and then you got the archer. You got the horse there again, which is like animal, the animalistic, kind of like animalistic behavior, again, of really being able to kind of just gallop, just kind of just go. And then you also have the archer, which is being able that's half human and being able to kind of point and aim and target for what it is. So you got this kind of, to me, it's like I hear what's his name, Lenny Kravitz, I want to get away, I want to get away, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's part of you want to run from this part of this journey, and then some of you is like, nah, let's kind of get laser beam target on what's going on. So really, those of you all that's in that kind of conflicting energies, this moon, currently the energies that we are, and according to the cards, that the moon is going to bring you more of an understanding that, listen here, you know, you're divine. You were divinely chosen. You were made for this. And you're going to start moving it, and it's like, yeah. So since I'm divine, really, to tell you the truth, luck is on my side, and fortuitous events are destined to happen to me because I'm divine. So you're kind of going to be moving in it. Once you get that shadow aspect out the way, which you're dealing with this week, according to what they're saying, you will be able to grow. And so that's why you need to concentrate on what things do you need to be doing. Okay, so now I got some new cards. I am so ecstatic and so excited about these. These cards, like I told Ma, I say these cards, these 3 cards that I've gotten here lately that I've been loving. My pop-up, no, it's the past 3. My pop-up cards, they exude love for me. Notes from the universe, I just felt love. I got the Light Seer Tarot deck. This is what I'm reading off of. I love, 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 love those. And then I got the Star Seed deck. And I just got them. Love, 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 love those. I got some more even on Amazon that they got some ones that's coming out now. They got one coming out on the 18th. There's another deck I think is coming down out the 22nd. And there's another one that's coming directly on my birthday that I want. I got that on my wish list. That I say I definitely got to get these cards. I seen this. I like these cards. These are tarot cards, and it's going to push me into really getting into that arena. And so, okay, Archangel Raphael, you got jokes. Okay, he's like, yeah, it's about time. So, so I will be. These are the ones I'm going to be used. I told mine, like, if I go on vacation. And like if I was deserted on the island and it was like only like majorly one deck of cards that I could take with me, they could do the whole, all these cards that I got out of here, these will be the ones. If there was one and they said, well, you could take one more deck, it would be these and the Star Seeds right now. Okay, these the bee's knees for me. So let's look at the overall energies for the Divine Feminine for this week. These are the ones. Whoa, beautiful. And what's the overall energies for the Divine Masculine this week? I'm going to separate. The heart of the matter will be done by elements. So that will be separated. But this is now. So in this one, I will be covering the energies for the divine overall twin collective Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. And then I will go ahead and do what's the things, the shadows, what things need to be surrendered, what things that need to be life changes that's going to occur, along with what after you have those life changes, what's the divinity energy that you need to be working with, what's the energies you're going towards, and then what is your message from your divine counterpart to you. Okay, so now here we go. So for the Divine Feminine, we have the High Priestess. We have the Magician. We have the Fool. And we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so now for the Divine Feminine, we have the High Priestess cards. So what I'm seeing here is now we're moving into that energy, just being really the highest form of who we are as far as divine. To me, you're lining up your crown chakra. Everything is kind of filtrating and coming towards you. You're getting a handle on your intuition and your awareness, and you're letting those downloads come towards you and just really just filter into who you are at this time. So you're really coming into that understanding in your High Priestess form. So that is good. You have the Magician. You're at the point now I got the infinity thing. Understanding the energies, understanding that it's forever flowing. You're flowing back and forth and creating that balance from divine feminine into divine masculine within yourself. Now, they got the magician and they have this hood here. Now, this hood here, you're still covered by some things. It's like I'm still working with the energies to me when I see the hood. And I think she had even said when I read the cards, she had like the hood thing is kind of semi like a form of like deceit, not deceit. Well, yeah, deceit in some ways, but not really coming fully into, because it's a black hood. So you're hooding over yourself. So you're still covering yourself about some things. But however, at the same time, you're in your magician mode, which means you're creating. So to me, what I'm picking up with this is like you still have these energies that you're still trying to balance out who you are, some of the lies that you've been told to yourself, maybe society, maybe family, but you're understanding that, listen here, I do, on top of that, is still wearing the emblem and symbolism of understanding that there's a balance that's occurring between the divine feminine and the divine masculine within, okay? You got this kind of, you're in lotus position, and to me, lotus position, you know, is just like coming out from the darkness. Thank you for confirmation. Coming from the darkness, opening yourself up to the light, because it's light and behind it, and becoming this new creature. Like a lot of things have been happening behind the scenes. They helped you to create this moment where you opened up into this beautiful flower that you are. So that could be your experiences that you had last year, the things that the divine masculine has done, the work that you have done has helped you to open that up. And so you're able to really just start now understanding that you're the creator of your own universe, the creator of your own energies, that you get to stir it up. Just like it said, that told me that I am my own architect. And so you're now coming to that point where you're owning that understanding that you are a creator or co-creator. Okay, you got this Fool here. So the Fool card here is, again, this is interesting. Like I said, this is my new thing, having this trust fall. So right here, she's got the amethyst, looks like crystal to me. An amethyst crystal is one that you use to help to hone in and to get more power into your psychic abilities. So understanding how you kind of using that as a symbol to, as an antenna to hone in more of those energies to come to you. Being able to right there, and she looks like she's just really free in doing this. She has yellow on, which to me represents her solar plexus. So really being able to be an authority and standing in her power. Although I'm going back, and to me, she's also falling into that water. So it's like really falling to my emotions. No more fighting it. If this is where my heart, thank you, Archangel Raphael. No more longer fighting that. But then she also has this stick, and this stick to me is like a weapon, okay, as well. So she's using like earthly weapons, natural weapons, okay, something material from the earth. She's using that, and then also using the spiritual here, which is the other hand, which she's got the amethyst crystal. You learning how to make that balance between both worlds, the physical and the spiritual. Like I told you, it's very important for us divine feminists to understand that we've got to have that balance of spirit and physical, living between both of them, because it has to be a meeting, a connection. Like I said, that X right there in the center of it all, to have that balance of both worlds. So I'm seeing the divine feminine is really trying to balance both things there. Falling, and so she's just falling. She's like, I feel like I'm on the edge of a cliff, but guess what? I'm just gonna fall into my emotions. Okay. Also she has the Page of Wands. Again, understanding how she could be able to be in charge of her emotions. She's tossing it up like a baton. It's like, hey, wherever my emotions or wherever things land, hey, whatever on that one. You know, I'm just not going to really be upset about some things. So it's like, you know, it don't matter how things come at her in life. It's look like she's just like, I'm really centered in some way. She's like, I'm gonna have fun with it, you know. Okay, this is what you sent to me. Twirl it, toss it up, do it around my back, and catch it like a majorette. You know, it's like, hey, you know, I done been here before. I'm not gonna let stuff. So she's at the point of divine feminine, like, I'm not gonna let things kind of get me off kilter like it used to, you know. Okay, he didn't call me. Okay, DM didn't call me today. okay, life goes on. I'm not going to really take it to the next degree and just fall all over myself and break down and go to pieces because of that. And that's the energies that the divine feminine is in and resonating in this week. Okay, when we talk about as far as the divine masculine, your energies that you're in here is Queen of Cups. So we're really at this point here understanding we're coming very near and say something near and dear to our heart, which is okay. Thank you. It's saying that Shannon told me that say something the divine masculine feel like it's something near and dear to his heart is coming close. Being able to receive the divine, again, spirit had been hitting his hands and saying, let it go, let it go, let it go. Coming to the point, to me, this is like a person that's saying, I surrender. Like they say, lift your hands in church or whatever. They say, lift your hand and receive the Holy Spirit. So to me, in some ways, it's like lift your hand and receive what the powers that be has for you. So we're moving into this Queen of Cups, offering that one true cup of love that we really want to give. And it's just like really waiting on the divine to kind of give them the sign and the word and receive the messages, the instructions as to what's the steps that he needs to follow next in his emotions. Because to me, I see a circle behind it, which to me, again, is like ending the cycle. It's like, just coming around. To me, like it looks like a wheel, like really turning the wheel to start manifesting things that you want. I see a fish here, and for fish always remind me of food for thought. So in his emotions, really trying to see how does that play out as far as his thinking and in his emotions, like a school of fish. It's like, what have I learned by these inspirations of thinking? Like that's what kind of fish remind me, like food for thought. You're giving them some kind of inspiration, like that kind of makes me think about some things, and so where are we in that process? So he's in the point of just like receiving. The third, I'm getting drawn by that, which got a love thing or something, or a triangle there. First, when I looked at it, it looked like it was love. So maybe I'm going to say that it's opening up to the thought of love. It's got that triangle there too. Understanding it's got to be a balance too. So we're mirroring each other of the divine masculine, divine feminine, divine masculine, and the powers that be, that source energy that resonates in between there. So that's pointing down. So that would be the feminine again. Feminine energies too, because if it was that, yeah. So it's the same thing. So this point here, understanding that with the femininity. Okay, let's see, star seeds. What is clear, the things that we should be working with spiritually, divine feminine. And what else is it that we should be seeing for the divine masculine? Star seeds. So now if you are hold on one second. I'm gonna see something. Okay, so star seeds, those of you all especially new on this journey, and those of you all that's coming along, that they say in these new crops too, this is another feature for you. This is what you need to, so like I'm star seed because both my parents were twin flames, and so I'm a product of that as well. So then I would be a star seed, then also a twin flame on top of that. So this is another aspect of it. So all of us in some form or fashion are dealing with that type of energies. It's as far as, thank you, it's not really just one more than the other. But to me, it's like really understanding if you think that you're of this world or beyond this world, angels or whatever like that lion's thing, this would also resonate from you. Some of us understand the deepness of the thing is that we're not just humans or we're not just spirit, that some of us resonate from other energies too as well. So star seeds. So the star seed divine feminine, the seeds of Menetka seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to the light. Okay. Okay. Ooh, you got 2 cards too. All right. So right now is understanding that the divine feminine, you are working with understanding that in your emotions, and this is some beautiful things, and then also like the planetary energies and how they bring that together, as far as it's really bringing enlightenment to your emotions, understanding that it's something that's beyond what is appearing and showing up in our lives. Okay, and so a way of attaining that understanding is deep diving into our emotions, which would be deep diving into the unconscious, so that we can bring out the light within that. So some of those things that just been lying there dormant, or we've been seeing things in some kind of way, our unconscious has been really taking record as far as what has been going on, and we like, oh, it's no big deal, but some kind of way that recorder within us is really actually taking notes and taking down everything. We've got to understand how we can be able to untake that tape recorder and to start to give it a new message to put on it, and that's why we're talking about the light. For the divine feminine, the 7 star sisters, birth and creation, tapestry of life expression. So getting to the point, to me, I think about 7, like it's also like 7 principles, the 7 chakras, taking those things and understanding how we can be able to birth. 7 is spiritual completion, a new us as far as in our world. And this is what we're doing when we see the magician card here. This is when we see we got the high priestess, and understanding this fool's journey too, as well, in the page of wands. So how are we expressing ourselves? Looking at this week, that really birthing new things and really manifesting new things in there. It's going to also help and reflect this us as far as showing, expressing a new way as well. Let me see about that. Hold on, because this is a new decky. I should have left the cord out, but that's fine. Ooh, go in here. This is such a cute box. 7 sisters. I want to make sure, because this is new, but this is what I'm picking up. Oh, they's right next to each other. Okay, 98. New consciousness, this is longer to be breathed into life. If you draw this card, you're being called to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving. What Starseed Soul Inquiry, what new creations are you being called to birth? Okay, so again, those things that you are looking to. So again, there's that mission, that purpose, really sitting down and saying, what needs to be, what is it that only me can be able to bring to the table of life and that the world needs. So just really doing that. Okay, and the other card, the Seeds of Minataka. How can you see the potential in the situation you're facing? What unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? I said that. I just wanted to make sure it was pretty much calling itself to tell me. Okay. For the divine masculine, you have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So divine masculine, although you're in this mode to say, I'm in receptive mode to receive the love, and it's like whatever the powers that be has, and just like I say, most time in church, Moses say, lift your hands up so you can receive the Holy Spirit. For this, like it's saying, okay, now you know, I would say to me, to the divine masculine, some way energies, is you're now moving. You did some kind of like, it looks like the mirror, a reflection of looking at yourself. But now it's just saying, if you are a star seed, or you really into your practice, I want to say star seed is like really into, I'm trying to see what's another delicate way, another way I could say this. Star seeds, I'm just going to say that. Star seeds, divine masculine. You've got to watch it that you might be, that you being empathic, Because again, being empathic can bring on certain energies that do not belong to you, divine masculine. And so in this way, you've got to be able to guard yourself, shield. I remember one time somebody had came up and they was saying that, like, especially as empathic, pretend like you had like mirrors all around you as your shield, so that whatever people energy, sometimes that will help your shield to go right back to the source of the energies that it came from. You've got to be able to recognize what isn't yours. I'm picking up, they're saying a lot of times with the divine masculine, that's have their issues. That's why they're so scared and afraid of some things, is because and so I heard a pop, because it's empathy. Some of those feelings that they feeling towards the divine feminine is not really theirs. It's more so they're feeling from the collective, and they're not able to, they're not so spiritually intuitive and spiritually knowledgeable. Not intuitive, they are intuitive, to know that this isn't your feelings. It might be your family, it might be the dojo partner you with that you're picking up this fear. And so to be able to discern what's the difference between yours and theirs. So they're saying again, I feel like the divine master said, I might get to this point, but I'm scared that I might have to close off my heart, because when you open yourself up to that, you open yourself to other energies. But again, you want to open yourself so you could go back to being your sovereign self, which is start coming here with a clean slate, being able to practice unconditional love, not being afraid, not having boundaries up. You're having healthy boundaries up, but you're not having up there like that card that has all the time up for just everything or anything that's got them. The body is a temple card. That's the darkness thing, where I'm just like, don't even think about coming my way. You know, those clauses out without thinking. Also, earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. So one of your things that we have for divine masculine is understanding, like I said, that you of the world, you're in the world, but not of the world. It's a difference, you know. Like you say, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. It's a difference of understanding how you are to experience world. A lot of times with the divine masculine, we know that their thing is, their lesson is to be more, or their theme is more physical things or more materialistic things, while the divine feminine's, her theme is more spiritual. So that's something you got to work on, especially when you're trying to be this Queen of Cups, which to me is like receive ye the Holy Spirit. When you're saying receiving that, you still got to be able to filter out things that belong and don't belong. Okay? All right then. Let's look and see for the divine feminine. Clear. What things are you hiding this week? Okay, divine feminine, you feel like although you opening up and becoming this magician and fan and all this stuff with your emotions, you feel like you are a parasite. So you feel like people are feeding into your energy. So in some ways you could be mirroring also the divine masculine as well, because like again, if you're highly empathic as well, like I am with myself, you got to learn how to be able to turn on and turn off. You got to also, those energies, that knowing that it does not belong to you, it belongs to somebody else. Two, you got to understand now at this point that it came to me, how to say no, practice healthy boundaries again. It seems like that keeps on coming up with divine feminine. Some of us just really want to be such a giver, and magicians, that we're not still understanding that we got to use the power of no. The power of no is also a practice of self-love too. You know, when you're able to say, no, I don't want to, or no, full sentence, nothing follow behind it, period, they get the message. And so right now, those are the two things I think you want to say, is because of these energies, you're opening up, you're feeling like some things that are attaching to you, and also people are attached to you, and you got to learn how to say no to things. So that's another thing. I want to say something else. Some of you all might think, because of the retrograde that's going on, some negative energies is kind of zapping into your mojo of you being able to move forward, and that's another way of you feeling like you being drained as well. The divine masculine, he feels, I'm about to say, okay, no, I thought so. I didn't want. So what you're hiding is downcast pride. Again, the ego is getting in the way with you. You got the crown chakra that's really being over activated there as well, and you ground it and put your roots into things that just really don't. That's why the universe, I said at the beginning, is trying to hit your little hands and say, let go. Do that like the divine feminines. Go into your feminine energy and start creating that trust fall, that fool's journey to go into fall into whatever it is. I see the with the sacred geometry there almost too as well. So, let that fall into that, where the energies can be able to connect you to the things, the source of the things that really you're destined for. You also feel like your sacrifices. Again, you're mirroring what the divine feminine is doing. Now, you in some way say a parasite, somebody doing that, but you, instead of them feeding off of you, you just going ahead and volunteering yourself, signing up for stuff emotionally. And, you get some enlightenment by that. It's not like it's something that you're doing for naught. There's a reason for this sacrificing, and you're learning a lot about yourself. Although you're really depressed in this divine masculine, but you're also getting enlightenment about that. You're also learning how to Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Get out your feelings. Also it had I'll keep on concentrating. You got this kind of defense mechanism that's up there too as well. But every time when I see that sword of truth is not pointing down, you kind of falsifying and giving yourself false reason and lying to yourself as to why you need to sacrifice the way that you are. And that's not really coming from a true place. And it's covering and it's cutting off your intuition and your awareness to get those downloads from your crown as well. And everything else is just cut off because you got this big armor on as well. So, right now, this is the energy that the powers that be wants you to resonate from. And you got a lot of stuff that you got to deal with. And I see the number 7 here, which means to get to spiritual completion. So you've got to get out of this kind of feeling. You got to deal with this. And then you also feel like with all this going on, you feel like a colorless angel. So this is some very conflicting energies, because right now you're saying receive the energies of being divine, of who you are in your emotions. And then at the same time, here you saying you feel colorless. It's like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I can't move. And the powers that be say half the resonate is because you doing things that's called insanity. You doing the same things over and over again, and you expecting new results. And that's just not going to happen. That's why they're saying let go and just go ahead and just fall and trust us. Okay? Next thing. What things do you have to surrender? Clear. For the divine feminine. Divine masculine, what do you have to surrender? Divine feminine, surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Especially when I pulled out these cards. High Priestess, that's your highest form now. Yeah, highest form. The Magician. Those two right there, that's who you are. That's who you be. So you need to surrender into that, okay? And how you surrender, you got to get rid of this. I know this feeling like this parasite. Some of them, they bring that to me. You got this parasite feeling, and you're not really being a parasite. It's just like, you just from growing up, from childhood, that you feel like, everybody, they want something, like that exploitation. So some of you all, I feel like you using this parasite in the wrong way. You probably need to go back into my healing the inner child lessons and go and look and see, does that those lessons about exploitation, does that fit you? Because I'm picking up exploitation. Some of you all, it ain't that. You was as a child that, but it's not happening anymore. But right now you're seeing everything through the lens of that you're being exploited. Okay? Surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Setting intentions to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. In order for you to be a Queen of Cups, This is really having ownership and owning territories of your heart and understanding, and to be able to receive it, you got to let go of low self-esteem, because again, you got this colorless angel, which maybe in some ways, like it goes with low self-esteem, you don't feel like you are worthy of this love. You're sacrificing because of low self-esteem. I heard something pop behind me again. And then you got this downcast pride here, which is low self-esteem being showed right there. Okay, what is the divine energies that you need to work with? Clear. Divine feminine. Hold on, I didn't ask the question, but it is so you can come back up. And divine masculine. Woohoo! 2 of you all. Hold on 1 second. I'm like, second time, ain't it something to fail? Okay, divine feminine, you have God of love. Understanding that this thing called love is not going to come in the way in which you believe. The expression of love, just like I told you about the Valentine's Day. I could have sat there and said, "Ooh, I'm thinking it's gonna come. He gonna come with some roses and some candy and yada yada yada, and this is gonna be the best expression of love or the best Valentine's Day ever." But love came in a different way. It came through the kids. It came through other things of me being Valentine's Cupid and spreading love and doing things for myself and my bestie and things like that. And so that was, and mom, that was another way of me expressing love. So again, understanding you got to give birth, how you give birth to new beginnings, and how you able to take some of the stuff that no longer serves you. This is what this buzzard does. It eats up all the dead stuff so it can create room for something new. You know, how you can kind of get rid of those old ways of thinking when it comes to love and say, okay, well, let me open this up so a new way of expression of love can come through. And that's what happened. I say it ended up being the best Valentine's Day ever with that new way. I see the number 11. Goddess of sensuality. So divine feminines, you're getting to the point that you're looking at the windows of your soul and you're being okay with the skin that you're in. You're vulnerable, being naked, this stripped down bare to the necessities here, and how you expressing yourself to the world. So this is where you're getting at, because again, how you express yourself to the world as a high priestess and a magician. Okay, those are the things that you working with, and they already said you need to birth to a new creation. That birth creation could be you, or that birth of creation could be through you and your mission and your purpose, and whatever this mission is, you showing the world a new you as well. And then seeing potential. So again, going down there to the where you have the unconscious, understanding you're shedding the light on that, so you can be able to really see the true potential about what's going on with you. You just got karma. So here again, not even just talking about the karma. So even if you're divine, you look this way, the divine counterpart is in some kind of karmic or dojo situation, understanding that they're in that to be able to find the light about the situation, and as far as you two to become able to come together, and so you all can merge and come together and to be in union. So those things serve a purpose. No longer is it you looking at it in the way or form that is kind of like Jill Scott said, you getting in the way of what I'm feeling. Yeah, you getting in the way of what I'm feeling. So ain't no more getting in the way and ready to fight the karmic situation or the dojo situation, because you understand that we're in those karmic situations or those dojo situations, so we be able to learn the way. That's the place where we go find that. So be able to merge. So really seeing the divinity in that act of why that occurred. Also, God of awakening, getting yourself to a point that you really embrace that warrior in you. It's like really saying rah, like really waking the stuff up within you. You know, when you see him look like he make that warrior cry, that would kind of scare the mess out of you. So really in your thinking, really creating a newness out of that, so you could be able to be on this magician, on this high priestess here, understand about this new beginning, know this fool, be able to take those things and emotionally and just toss it up and just would not have a care in the world about that. So you can be able to birth this new creation. So you just really getting to the point that you just really awakening some of those parts that still might be asleep. In your divinity, divine masculine, God of protection. You got to get to the point, especially when they're saying about this, they told you, getting it, receiving the energies, understanding that you are empathic, and understanding the difference between being in this world but not of this world. You got to get protection. You got to get start being a God of protection in your thinking. You can't just let everything, anything, just come into your head space. And so I know they say in temples, I think these dogs here were used there as protections into the tombs. So, like, really, what things is it that you want to really lay dead and to stay dead and really have something said to protect that, to guard that you don't go in to go visit it, and for as far as nobody goes in there and unearth those things that need to be dead as well. It's like, nah, let me go back in here and get this one thing. They're like, no, and that's what the dogs are there. Take your behind on over there. They ain't gonna really need this piece of gold jewelry, that gold vase, and so a lot of times they will leave them there to be as protectors of the tombs. Also, physical ailments. To be with this is saying, you're receiving the energies, but some of those energies might, divine masculine, start resonating in places in your body when you have not really truly released. Because, see, you're trying to receive new energies. And if you got to get rid of, I think, whatever card that was there, they say you got to get rid of in order to get, that's for the divine feminine, they were saying, in the energies. In order for you to receive, you got to get rid of. And if you have, like, a lot of times, I know April Williams, she does that, get with her, has ways in which she can tap into different parts of your body, and she can tell what different things from the past or now is still resonating in that part. So she might say it's still in your elbow or your wrist, the pain from your ex, from X, Y, and Z. So those things will start showing up. These things might also be showing up if you have physical ailments because you're just not releasing and letting go. Okay, and it's just really, ooh, I'm seeing a orb right here, right here, top of this. For her not being able to. So you might be getting headaches. Maybe you frustrated because yourself too is not letting go like you should. And so your body's going to tell. And I just like my lady that I went to go see past regression, she said your body is keeping score. So even though you might think you're all right with it, your body is going to physically tell on you. You cannot, you can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. So everywhere you go, there you are. Click. Okay. Let's see, for divine feminine, what's the energy she's moving towards? And for divine masculine, please, one card only. What is the energies in which the divine masculine is going to be moving into after all of this, after this week? Thank you. I said one. I said one. Thank you. Okay. Divine feminine, you're moving into the Queen of Air. Queen of Air is, it's only for time. Setting healthy boundaries, strong self-esteem, calculated and shrewd decisions, clear communication, well organized, a wordsmith. I have clarity of purpose. My intentions are in alignment with my understanding. There's always a strategy in the game called life. Can I let go of false truths and be rigorously honest with myself and others? So this is what you're moving into the energies too. So all you experience, all this is where you're walking towards that energy. For the divine masculine, you have 2 of fire. So the energy you move from creative planning for the future, mapping progress, trusting in the unknown, spirit-inspired ambition. Whenever I can see how many dreams will coalesce into form, I can trust in the process of co-creation and engage more deeply in the process of envisioning something new. I have already started to make progress, and soon my passion will attract the perfect situation for me. The light of spirit helps me to see my way and feel the universe aligning to bring me what I need. Sounds good to me. Okay, what is the message that you want to say to you? Clear. Divine Feminine, what's the message you want to say to Divine Masculine? And Divine Masculine, what's the message you want to say to the Divine Feminine? Okay, this come out too. This one too. So now you take two of them. Okay. Divine Feminine says to the Divine Masculine, I love you. These are very important words. Very good. So, Divine Masculine, if you're not able to see your Divine Feminine, I would say to you, if you see 1, 2, 4, that is those secrets and numbers. It could be 1, 2, 4 means I love you. If you see 1, 4, 2 or any kind of order, out of order sequence, but the same numbers of 1, 4, and 2, 1, 2, 4, that means that they're loving you in a different way, but they still sending you love, okay? So that's something that kind of let you know energetically that they are sending it to you. The Divine Master says to the Divine Feminine, get to know each other. Learning to meet another's needs for love is important for a relationship to grow, okay? All right. Yeah, so you got to really understand their needs. Look beyond everything that's really showing up to me. I mean, look beyond the material thing. And spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. So if you want to this week, if you're not in physical communications with your Divine Feminine, or Divine Masculine, my thing is I would say do a lot of kind of talking to them in the 50 as well. Get the communications going there. Okay, let's do the pop-up card. It says, how should we overall seize the day? Let's do that. This clear for all. Okay, these two came out. Ooh, brand new ones. Yay. Plunge boldly into the thick of life and seize it where you will. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Okay. And each day comes to me with both hands full of possibilities. Helen Keller. All right. Thank you so very much for joining me and looking at the current energies for the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine for a collective for this week. Also remember to subscribe and hit the like and share what you see here and what's been shared with you today. I am Divine Sunshine. I am your intuitive life coach and educator. I am here to give you the keys, which means keep energizing yourself until union. Until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Love you.